We start tonight at 9 with a live look outside over Denver and specifically Coors Field. Some dark clouds sticking around tonight and winds also picking back up. Some weather tonight caused some trouble for anyone looking to fly out of DIA. FlightAware reporting 705 delayed flights. Most are with United. The good news is only a few cancellations, less than a dozen, 6 in the last hour. Thanks for watching. I'm Jennifer Meckles. Today we saw several storms roll through the eastern plains in the metro area. We start tonight with Corey Reppenhagen. You were tracking some, what'd you call it, nasty stuff out on the eastern plains?
That was some nasty stuff.
Mostly moving out tonight, right?
Yeah, it's on its way out, but some people had a bit of a rough ride as we went through the day today with some severe weather. You can see these storms finally moving off to the east of the state of Colorado. There are no more severe thunderstorm warnings left in our state. We do have still a flash flood warning going on in the eastern part of Kit Carson County there near Burlington. They got 2 to 3 inches of rain in a very short amount of time. That warning goes all the way till midnight. Seeing a little thunderstorm activity out here towards us, including a storm rolling through Greeley at this moment. Probably getting the heart rate go up there in Greeley, having a nocturnal thunderstorm, but that's much calmer than the last time we had one roll through there. Here in the city of Denver, ended up being a relatively calm evening for us. We're at 62 degrees here at downtown Denver and in Denver International Airport. And as we go through the night here, we'll leave a couple of thunderbolts in there just for a chance of a little nocturnal storm, but I don't think there will be any chance of those being severe. And then we'll roll through the evening with the low temperature somewhere around 60 degrees. I'll talk about how we're going to get right back into some severe weather in the Denver metro area tomorrow coming up in the forecast.
Thank you. Tonight, Denver police are investigating a deadly shooting at a gas station on the west side of town near 5th and Sheridan on the west side of Denver. Police say 2 people were shot in a car just before 6:30. They were taken to a local hospital. 1 person died. Police say the other person is critical but in stable condition. Anyone with information on this shooting should call Denver police. Video captured the moment people started climbing out of the 2nd story trying to escape a fire at a Denver apartment building today. It happened this morning on Clarkson Street near 22nd. 5 people were taken to the hospital. Some of them got out thanks to a neighbor who raced across the street to help. Adam Steinbach says flames cut off access to some of the door exits, forcing people out the window. He quickly realized the window awning was not strong enough, so he jumped in to help.
Just figured out how we going to get him down. It was definitely too far to jump. So yeah, I just ran back and grabbed a ladder, threw it up, and was able to get a couple of them down before fire department showed up with the taller ladder.
Right now, we do not know the condition of those 5 people taken to the hospital. The cause of that fire is still under investigation. Tonight, we are also hearing from the homeowner who walked outside to find a plane crashed on his front lawn this week. It happened in Arvada yesterday morning. The NTSB says this plane left the Centennial Airport headed for the airport in Broomfield. All 4 people inside that plane were taken to the hospital. 9 News reporter Lauren Scafidi takes us to Arvada for an update tonight.
Take a look at your screen. Do you see this big chunk that's missing out of this spruce tree back here? The NTSB says that the plane flew into that tree on the way down, made its way all the way up here, left these tracks at the sidewalk and on the road, and ended up here in this front lawn where it caught fire.
Just from the heat, there's a little bit of melting right here. You can see where the window's all cracked up from the heat.
Some things will need to be fixed.
I didn't even notice the pear tree until this morning. It singed it clear to the very top leaves.
After something indescribable happened in Randy Hamrick's,
it was just
front yard.
I don't even know how to explain, what was going through my head, I guess. It was just disbelief, I guess. The house just violently shook. We got a really heavy orange glow through the windows.
He didn't know what to expect when he walked outside.
And then to see an aircraft on fire in our front yard, that was unexpected. When I first opened the door, it was just fully engulfed, flames, 10, 15 foot in the air right here. It was the nose of it was kind of towards the front of our pickup.
The NTSB covered the lawn before last night's storm.
And they're going to be out to dig it up and remove it, either today or Monday.
The pilot's conversation with air traffic control gives clues to what happened in the air.
I've got an oil light on, losing pressure. Can I get on the ground, please, sir?
Randy says by the time he quickly put shorts on and ran back out, people were helping the passengers get out.
I yelled at them and they were like, stay back, we've got everybody out. They were dragging them around the front of the pickup out into the street, away from the heat and the flames.
4 people were sent to the hospital with serious or critical injuries. The NTSB confirmed 2 were adults. Arvada police said the other 2 were children.
I wish the best for them.
Randy is thankful because lives cannot be replaced.
Nobody lost their life and everything else is fixable.
Everything else
It's just stuff.
can be.
All in all, it's very minimal.
This truck probably has the most damage. Look at everything is burned on this thing. The homeowner tells me this is his daughter's truck and it was in the driveway when the plane crashed. Look at how much is burned. The tire is falling apart and the front is really damaged too. The headlights are hardly there. In Arvada, Lauren Scafidi, 9 News.
The response was enormous after Steve on Your Side featured a man who had his EV tax credits denied by the state. We heard from 50 people in the same boat. Initially, the state told us nothing was wrong. But a week after our story aired, they've changed their story. 9 News consumer investigator Steve Steger joins us now. Steve, these folks say they were being denied when they had all their ducks in a row. Shouldn't have been denied.
Seriously, yeah. Some of them say that their $5,000 tax credit was denied because the state said their lease was under 2 years, except that they had 3-year leases. Others say their credits were denied because their cars were registered outside of Colorado, except they sent copies of their Colorado registrations with their tax forms. You see why this doesn't add up. When we first asked the state about it, we were told nothing to see here. Then our story aired and they realized they had a problem.
Mark Christensen doesn't have a need for speed.
My favorite thing is how fast it goes.
Though he will admit it's nice.
It's very responsive, let's just say that.
It's the favorite feature on his new electric vehicle.
I know, that's what I have to be careful of, it's just the speed.
At least the car is fast, because the process to get the incentives he was promised when he leased it hasn't been.
It affected me because I bought my car in October and I still haven't received my rebate.
Mark's accountant filed his taxes early in April, expecting he'll get a $5,000 refund from the state, an incentive for leasing an electric car.
I got a letter about 2 weeks after the file date saying that the rebate was disqualified because the state of Colorado said it was only a 24-month lease, and really this car was a 36-month lease.
Mark's story sure sounds familiar.
They said basically I was rejected because my lease for my car was less than 2 years.
But your lease isn't less than 2 years.
No, my lease is for 36 months.
Chris told us the same a couple of weeks ago, and we found others online. At the time, the state told us nothing was wrong. But then we started getting emails and calls.
Because I saw your story a couple of weeks ago.
50 people telling us the same story.
The accountant said it's so funny. All 6 of his clients have the same issue.
So Steve on Your Side went to the state again and waited a whole week to finally get a response.
Hi, Steve. After reviewing your story, we further reviewed our internal processes and discovered a coding error.
Yep, a coding error in a new automated system that turned people down when they had a legitimate claim. Not discovered after so many people complained to the Department of Revenue about being turned down, only discovered after Steve on Your Side made those denials and complaints public.
It should not take a big news story for something that simple.
Mark filed a protest in April and is still waiting for his money 2 months later.
It's still in limbo land somewhere, right? I have no idea where it is.
He's hoping this news speeds up the process.
It's been so nice to have an EV car, but frustrating to have to wait for the rebate.
So the Department of Revenue has now dedicated full-time staff to review all of the credits that were denied, and they will send letters to folks who are impacted by this. There's a chance this whole problem wouldn't have been noticed had it not been for a tip to Steve on Your Side. So if you have a consumer problem, you want us to know about it, the email right there on your screen, or you can call the hotline, 303-871-1700. I'm Steve Steger, Steve on Your Side, 9 News.